the Vodafone voicemail service for 07769247196. Please leave a message after the tone. When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Oh yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Browell. It's Mr. Hussein here regarding my brother Talib Hussein, and I'm leaving you once again a daily voice message, which no doubt you will be forwarding on to your seniors, and then they will be looking to ignore and whitewash, as you have been doing for the last over a month or so. But it's my job, it's my responsibility. You seem to effectively look to sack me as my brother. How does that work? How can you end a biological relationship? How can you, the council, look to end a biological relationship? I have been, from the day I was born, I was my brother Talib's brother. All right, you can't just negate that. I'm his nearest relative. I'm his next of kin. And what you want to do is you are so enamored and bolstered by the fact that you can buy off judges to redefine reality. You cannot redefine this reality. He's my brother. And now it's been 66 days since my biological brother, whom I'm a carer for, who's I'm the central person in his life, that you have abducted him and are holding him hostage and at ransom and not telling me where he is or anything about him. What you seem to be encouraged by is that you do this all the time to children, don't you? You do this all the time, kidnap children from their parents and put them up to foster care and make money out of them. My brother is not a child, he's a grown adult. And adults are not like children that you can do. You, the state, can come and lie and manipulate and saying we're not caring for them properly and therefore you have a right over them. Unlike children, my brother has capacity to make his own decisions as a grown adult. And this is why you are so desperate to now get anybody, even yourself as a social worker, can make a statement saying that my brother lacks mental capacity. There is no legal or safeguardings in place or impartiality in place. Any professionals can come and make a capacity assessment, and any professionals can be bought off, as clearly it would be a conflict of interest for you or anybody in the council to make a capacity assessment. In addition, it would be a conflict of interest for any of your partners and associates to make that very same capacity assessment, which is entirely to your benefit. So you can just rubber stamp a piece of paper. Rubber stamping a piece of paper fraudulently will not get you the end results. I mean, you already, as a local authority, after abducting my brother on the 3rd of August 2018, I believe on the 18th of October, which is coming up an anniversary of 2018, you got him to sign over his appointeeship. That was unlawful. That was illegal. All right. You think you can just forge documents, force people to sign over something, and there'll be no consequences. Your reality is defined by the fact that whatever you want, the judges are there to rubber stamp any orders that you want, create anything that you want in order for you to justify your existence. And once again, Mr. Browell, you know when I'm referring to you, it's not you, the singular, but the collective corporation, the Bradford Council, who are getting money from the government, who are in a position to buy off the judges. I don't make the argument that you, as a lonely social worker, have any the authority or power to buy off the judges in order to redefine reality. But quite clearly, senior individuals in your organization do. Now, obviously, that was all orchestrated last year I believe on Thursday, the 13th of 2022. You had received a false flag alert from Manningham Housing gas safety engineers that the house was in a dirty condition, and therefore a safeguarding alert was necessary. That was a false flag safeguarding alert, wasn't it? Because when you came down, I said, what, the next day on the 14th, on Friday the 14th, I said to you, why did you not telephone us? And that kind of issue then got dissipated. So it's an anniversary of the fraud that was committed last year that had failed to materialize, only for it now to have materialized, where you've kidnapped my brother. There is no legal framework. You know it and I know it. There is no way that you can deprive my brother of his liberties like this. You are not his, you have no lasting power of attorney over his health and welfare. You are not his guardians. You have no deputyship order for health and welfare, which I don't believe you have ever done this. You have got court orders to become financial deputies, where Mr. Muller is in charge of vulnerable people's monies under what is equivalent in America of what is it, controlship or a conservatorship, what's referred to in America, is the way you control the money. But you're not guardians. You're not my brother's guardians for health and welfare. I had his lasting power of attorney, which you revoked, which was an issue of fraud in itself. You seem to be working under some sort of legal vacuum now, where you can simply state the word best interest in accordance with which legislation, which law. I've always asked you. I've always worked within the law and the legal framework, because I know the laws and the legal framework are there to protect me and my family. It is you, the council, that are rogue entities that abuse the laws, because you know the fact that if you abuse the laws, nothing's going to happen to you, because as a corporation, you can't be thrown into prison. However, I, as a private citizen, can be thrown into prison. So I am incentivized not to break laws. All right, I have to abide by the law. So I always try to work with the law, or not to break the law. But you people, as the local authority, do as you please, as you've just come and kidnapped my brother.
15 seconds recording time remaining.
Okay, Mr. Browell, it's 66 days later that you've called my brother hostage. It's 66 million, therefore it's 66 million pounds that you, the council, owe me, in addition to all the other previous costs that I've highlighted to you. Return my brother to me. You can't hold him like this. He's going to die in your care and custody because you can't care for him. Only I can care for him.
Your recording time has expired. To leave your message, press 1. Message sent.
So you see, they're holding my brother hostage. They're not willing to speak to me. They're not willing to answer any of my calls. I've been leaving him daily messages, daily voice messages, because he did first pick up on the first occasion, because obviously he didn't know it was me ringing on a private number, and I would be looking to make contact with him. So I originally rang him up towards the end of August, when he and the council had stated that I could no longer engage with them through the city mental health switchboard. So before they told me that you have to go through the switchboard, and the switchboard will then put you through to Mr. Browell, and then subsequently said, no, we don't want to deal with you anymore. So my brother was never under the city mental health team since August 2021. So why would I have to go through the switchboard? No, it's just the policies that we have. It's just the procedures that you need to follow. I followed all these policies and procedures that they set for me, and then subsequently they were all basically taking me by the hand and walking me up to the cliff and pushing me off. And that's what it is. That's what eventually they did in August, in the middle of August, I believe, on the 20th of August, he hacked the systems. The system 1 that they've got, which they both share, the council and the health authority share the same system. It's called System 1. He hacked into that. Well, he's not hacked into. He got access to it and simply wrote the fact that do no longer channel his calls or take his calls. We're no longer going to be taking his calls, because we've got his brother. We've got his brother's passport. We've got possession of his brother. We no longer need to speak to him. Subsequently, I've been leaving him a voice message every single day. They're now ignoring me and saying that, no, we've got authority, we've got power, ha ha ha, we've stolen your brother, there's nothing you can do about it. And the reality is, yeah, they're right. They can steal, as a state, they can come and steal a person from you, they can take people's lives. That's what they did in my brother Nazim's case. They just murdered him when it was in their best interest to do so. They murdered my brother Nazim in order to frame me then, and it all failed. Subsequently, it was in their best interest to abduct my mother. They abducted her, killed her off because they ran out of money. It was £40,000 that the solicitors were saying that had been accumulated. If my mother lived for another 10 years, it would have cost them millions of pounds. So they effectively ended my mother's life because it was costing them too much. And now they've taken up my brother. They've already stolen over £120,000, and now they're looking to hold him hostage and dissipate that money to their own friends and colleagues and associates, saying under the guise that we're caring for him. But there's no legal framework that they're doing this under. That's why they're refusing to engage with me or tell me anything. Absolutely horrendous and ridiculous and stupendous. But what can one do but must patiently persevere, because they cannot do this. In the meantime, my brother every day is a deprivation of liberty. And my brother's liberties and freedoms have been simply, sidelined and disregarded, so the local authorities can get what they want, an outcome that they want. It's always what's in their best interest, and they will lie, cheat, more importantly, steal and murder people in order to maintain their own best interest and in order to maintain their corporate best interest over the